alive and was able to be saved by uh, Dr. Thomas Wayne, Bruce's father, who, again, doctor, is able to save her life, but she ended up in a severe catatonic state, and all of the resources of the family had to go to keeping her alive and keeping her cared for. After the accident, Bruce and Thomas got distant until years later when Bruce Wayne's already doing his whole Batman stuff. And so it's around this time that we have the appearances of Hush. How he would just show up, do all these crazy attacks, and all these villains were getting in on it to the point it was almost coordinated. Now, to paint a little bit more of an interesting picture regarding Hush was at one of the encounters they have with possible reveal with Hush was, to paint a bit of an image, this has taken place in 2002, many decades after... Oh, good lord, I'm getting hiccups. Oh. There we go. Better. Where this, had taken place many decades after the very famous, or in some cases infamous, Death in the Family storyline, where Robin number 2, Jason Todd, goes on a quest to find out who his mother was, who his real birth mother was, and gets murdered by the Joker. When the fans voted that they hated Jason Todd and wanted to see him die in that explosion rather than be saved and all that. And it changed Batman forever and all that kind of stuff, haunted him with guilt. A Hush encounter happens where Hush kidnaps then Robin Tim Drake, and a scuffle happens which reveals, dun-dun-dun, that that Hush might have been Jason Todd all along, having survived, given that he was using fighting moves that only a Robin would know. And it's a whole intense thing, it's all this kind of, an intense fight of, you chose to replace me and all that stuff, that's why I'm getting revenge. But then it turns out that that was not actually Jason Todd. It was Clayface in disguise, the shape-shifting actor who can disguise himself as absolutely anything. It was actually a Clayface in Proxy who had no idea who Jason Todd was, and it just knew that it was something that would piss Batman off. A weird, very kind of, not pleasant bait and switch that left a lot of people very unsatisfied. Things go on eventually, stories continue and all that, and we finally get the culmination of the reveal of who Hush really is. In the final confrontation, when it's revealed, dun dun dun, that Hush was Thomas Elliot the whole time. Now, to clarify, Thomas Elliot disappeared a good third of the way into the comic line. He vanished, because, presumed dead, attacked by a supervillain. I think it was the Joker. It's been a long time since I've read Hush, but eventually it was revealed that Thomas Elliot had been playing the long game because he absolutely hates the Wayne family for getting in the way of his plan that he concocted when he was a child. Oop, looks like I need to adjust, I need to fix my skins, because my mounts are incorrect. But while I'm rambling on about this, yeah, it was not a very fun reveal, where with the plot twist reveal that Hush was actually that he had, as a child, tried to kill his parents in the car accident so that way he could inherit the family wealth at a young age, and then, all that kind of stuff, then he would become, be able to do whatever he wanted with the money, all that kind of stuff. And because Thomas Wayne saved his mother's life, that means he couldn't inherit. And damn it. And so because he had to then spend the rest of his life taking care of his mother, who was in a critical condition, and therefore had to pretty much sacrifice everything to take care of her. Ended up holding a grudge for the Waynes, and that is pretty much it. Then it just kind of ends there with that reveal, and nobody really gives much of a crap. So ultimately, the problem with Hush is that I'll take from it is that he was a character who was built with so much hype put into him, this whole mystery of, oh, who is Hush? What is his whole deal? When, to be honest, the more interesting parts of his comic were the dichotomy of... it was more of just the general story that was going on the side that was talking about Bruce Wayne's relationship to Selina Kyle, the whole will they, won't they relationship of Batman and Catwoman. It was messy. It was not very it was it was a good comic with good parts, but the main selling point of the part of this Hush character was so not worth it, and it ended up being in my honest opinion, one of DC's bigger disappointments for a character. He's just there. All in all, I would give a ranking of if on a scale of ranking supervillains, I'll say so I'm gonna be giving a sort of rank for each of the villains that I review, and on a 1 to 5 police star scale. And to be honest, I will give Hush a whopping 3 stars. A mediocre villain overall who had some potential that didn't really go anywhere. Well, I hope that at least interests you in giving my thoughts regarding... yeah, the motivation is so stupid. It's you had so much potential, but then you just kind of lost it. So, let's just get rid of Hush for now, shall we? Let's just put him in the corner and not have to talk about him until I get that milestone. Well, I do hope that interested you in that discussion. If anyone wishes to submit their own suggestions for Villain of the Week, if you head to the Discord server that we have, there is a channel dedicated to just... there, you can be able to submit a villain. It can be from absolutely anything, from comic books, regular books, manga, anime, TV shows, movies, musicals, opera. Hell, I'll even cover a concept villain from a concept album if you want to think. Hell, I'll even discuss mythology if that interests you, or if at least it interests me. Subscribers, aka henchmen, will receive higher priority for whichever ones we cover, but they will always be covered at the start of every week. So, if you are interested, do please let me know, and I'll be glad to discuss my thoughts on various evildoers and mysterious/nefarious ne'er-do-wells that may come up in conversation. Does anyone have any questions or comments they would like to remark about the mess that is Hush, at the very least? Because, yeah, his motivation, it's so dumb. You ruined my plans to murder my parents as a child. Now I'm gonna ruin your life. It's dumb. It's very dumb. And the funniest thing I will say is that my first discovery of Hush was way back in the Lego Batman game, when he was one of the 3 super secret hidden unlock characters, alongside alongside a Ra's al Ghul, significantly more interesting villain, and Indiana Jones. Yes, absolutely. Another thing that does seem to make me laugh a lot is that every single appearance of Hush is such an unceremonious anticlimax. Given that we had an entire quest line dedicated to him in Arkham City. For those spoilers for a near-decade-old game at this point, but there was a side quest in Arkham City in which a mysterious serial killer was going around carving up people's faces, and everyone who describes as seeing him says that he looks exactly like Bruce Wayne. We got a teaser for it when we saw that Dr. Thomas Elliot was apparently at Dr. Thomas Elliot was at the hospital not the hospital, the church encounter way in the beginning of the game. But that's about it. With the final reveal that secretly it's Hush. Oh, he's been using people's he's using his surgical skills to disguise himself as Bruce Wayne and use Bruce Wayne's lawyers to get himself out of Arkham City so he can go out and ruin Bruce Wayne's life. And nothing came of it. They dropped that quest line almost pronto. It was kind of sad, but also extremely funny. Let's swap for a new... Yeah, we need the Inquest glider. That's what I was using. And, what was I using for the fishing boat again? Oh, that's right. I was using the, No, I was using the, Now let's do the floating garden. That's a fun one.
Maybe. I'm going hunting. Let's see what I
There we go. Wait, why am I going that way? Okay. If he does appear in Arkham Knight, then I wouldn't be surprised that it's just wasted potential. But it's been a long time since I played Arkham Knight, and there are a lot of parts of that game I remember fondly, and other parts, not so much. Speaking of Jason's time. But those will be discussions for another time. Okay, well, we've got the Black Citadel taken care of. Which one should we do next? Divinity's Reach or Holbrack? After all, we're doing this just for leveling up purposes and letting y'all listen to me ramble and all that good stuff. Alright, I think I'll flip a coin. Heads for Divinity's Reach, tails for Holbrack. Alright, we have... tails. It's Holbrack. It really is. I will say there are some really cool parts of the comic. It's one of the comics that I do actually own and look upon very fondly. Every now I want to read some cool stuff, but I'm not reading it for Hush. It's an absolute. It's very hilarious that the character who is literally on the cover and the entire comic is about this mystery, just nobody gives a shit about him. Yep, and now we gotta level up. The superior skill of light, sigil of life, the superior sigil of nullification, or let's go with the superior sigil of frailty and just pop it onto. Yeah, let's pop it onto my gun. Ah, Holbrack. Such a wonderful location. And a little fun tidbit, Holbrack is actually one of the few player homes that is actually a host to a... Wait, what am I saying? At least all of them except for the Black Citadel hold events. Well, Black Citadel and the Grove. Why don't the other ones have events for them? That's a little disappointing. But look at the Great Lodge! God, I love I love the Norn aesthetic. It's easily one of my favorites because I am